Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the dub room of Caprica. That's right, you're here in the brain, in the mind control center. That's right. Do not adjust your set. This is not a test. This is not the Addams Family. Although, when we're doing we're shooting the sequence, the opening title sequence, which is amazing. They do like steady cam and whatnot. And we're in we're in a cemetery mock-up. And there's rain, and I just go doo-doo-doo-doo. That's all I had to do. The whole crew cracked up. Adama family.
It's a memorial event for the victims' families. I don't need this.
Looks like the Greystone people gave some money. Should be Ale Patrides.
You don't frack the Greystones.
My favorite part about working on Caprica is this character, Yusuf Adama, his evolution, or devolution at times.
I'm gonna call on you again. And next time, pick up the phone, Big Shot.
His arc is an interesting one, and hopefully he will be a different person by the end of the show than we find him at the beginning. Because these traumas, these things that happen to him, really hopefully affect him, and then you could see how Admiral Adama, where he derived a lot of the strength of his character, his moralistic steeliness, set in concrete, as they say, by Mr. Edward James Olmos. He's a tough act to follow, and I'm not trying to follow, I'm trying to say half of his genetic material came from Yusuf Adama. Which half? Maybe. That's another thing. The best part of working on this show is you're in a multi-genre epic saga, So we got gangsta, we've got video game milieu, we've got, high-tech business, CEO malfeasance.
Thomas Burgess is on Caprica. He's meeting Defense Minister Chambers today. Obviously, he's making a play for the U-87 contract.
It's many shows in one. We even have a kind of Buffy feel as well at times with the young teens in trouble, or Heat. I'm not sure. It's one or the other, if not both. So the great thing is that you're working on a show, but it's not the same thing all the time. Yes, I am looking for my daughter, but through that I go through quite a maze, quite a gauntlet.
So she might be all alone in there, not knowing where I went.
I am so excited about this season, especially the end. And I've been telling everybody I'm a big crybaby. Why? Because on 2 occasions I'd read the season finale for our character, or at least from the Toron storyline, and I went to bed sobbing. I mean, it was because at home you experience it. I'm all alone. I'm reading it off the computer, and I went there in my mind, and I couldn't breathe. I was just like, what happens? And I don't want to give it away, but what happens is so devastating. People sometimes say, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's a little slow in the beginning, or I'm going to go, no, it's okay. Good things start slow. You're not right. You're out of your fracking mind. Maybe. I love my cast. Eric Stoltz, the guy has been doing great work for decades. He's a technician, and he's incredibly witty and very dry, funny. He's hysterical, when he chooses to be. And he's very intense about the specificity of his work, which, I love. I love learning. I learn from him. I learn from my brother in the show, Sasha.
Isn't this one of those big lines of yours? You're always so worried about crossing Yusuf.
And Sasha and I have become like real brothers. I mean, all the time, hey, what are you doing? You want to go get some meat? Yeah, sure. And he'll dump all his, the things, the issues that he's, grappling with, either with the character or in personal life, and I'll do the same, and we give each other advice and punch each other in the arms. It's just, we're real brothers.
It's hard being part of family, Dad, when there is no family.
And Cena, my son, love this kid. Love this kid, and I just loved watching him on the pilot, and he just had such a natural kid energy, and he's so beautiful. You got those eyelashes that curl. I'm like, you got those from me, Alessandra, I had one scene with in the pilot, And she's just like, she's our cheerleader. She's our, you know, in Spanish we say mascota, which mascot, which also means she's our, you know, our pet. She's indescribable. Paula Malcolmson. I've been referring to her as White Heat. Okay? She is Irish, and there's got to be some Puerto Rican in there, you know, because she is like, she's not afraid to tell it like it is in person or as a character. And she's the first one to tell you, that's shite. I don't like this.
If a student suffers a loss, I help them. The girl's lost her only friends.
Polly Walker. My joke about her is I could listen to her read the phone book. You know, the obituaries would sound wonderful. And it's not just the way she talks, it's the way she carries herself. She has a gravitas and a sweetness. She has a real range. Of course, you know, they've got her playing that, the British kind of like, oh, you know, underneath the subtleties, and she's just watching her hug Lacey. You know, I was like, is this sexy or sweet? You know, and Magda, you know, Magda's having to do so much action. She's our resident Canadian star.
Fracking Caprica in a Tauron body. Not.
It is brilliant. I mean, think about it. Taurons are the all-purpose ethnic planet, you know. We are, but it's ethnicity not in racial aspects, but in cultural aspects, which is really a fact. I mean, think about it. Not all Taurons look Latino, even though some people go, Edward James Olmos, Esai Morales. Well, thank goodness that, you know, we can at least play Taurons easily, but there are white Taurons, Vergis, you know, and others. You know, it's not about the color of your skin, it's the content or you know, the origin of your culture.
Torrance was boring.
It's about us. Finding out who you are. It's about being Tauran.
Your rituals, your traditions. This is what we Taurons are trying to hang on to.
Are you sure you can do that here?
Oh, yeah. Shopkeeper's all right with it. He's read all about me.
From where?
Here.
Your tattoos?
It's fascinating in the sense that there's a place for people like myself to not have to be Latino, but still be culturally different, still have the parallels that we have as Latins. You know, we're Americans, but not American enough for some Americans, even though our whole, you know, we are the Americas. The majority of the Americas speak Spanish or Portuguese, you know, and it's just interesting how we parallel. What happens to the Taurons is similar in many aspects.
Our family name is Adama.
Adama. And it's good, honorable Tauran name. Come here, son.